sphere. A complex, subtly balanced life support system.
Instructions. 300 in the heavens he stationed as a god. The ways of earth to define from the heaven. And on earth 600 he made reside. After he all their instructions had ordered, to the Anunnaki of heaven and of earth, he allotted their assignments.
This story of reptilian gods from the heavens
the different race groups on planet Earth. You know, we call ourselves the human race, but we're not one race. We're distinctly several different race groups. And that becomes very interesting and often a very sensitive subject, but something that needs to be discussed openly without,
600 he made reside. After he all their instructions had ordered, to the Anunnaki of heaven and of earth, he allotted their assignments.
This story of reptilian gods from the heavens creating man is not at all uncommon. It in fact can be found in most every region of our planet.
The black African. And that is fascinating stuff because it is really, it becomes a melting pot of debate. That what is interesting is earlier this year, I think it was in February, Craig Venter, the so-called father of the Human Genome Project, gave a speech which blew everyone's mind, and it certainly blew my mind because he mentioned some startling facts. Until very recently, we were all sold the story that all humans are 99.9% genetically the same,
right,
identical. Well, that is no longer the case. Okay, with the Human Genome Project studies, they found out that between people and especially different race groups, there is up to a 2 or a 3% difference in their genetic structure.
And that's a big difference, isn't it?
It's a huge difference. And now suddenly you go, oh, okay, now I understand. But it becomes even more interesting when you start looking at different race groups. The way different race groups respond to environmental factors like malaria and other disease, the way race groups respond to medicine and medication, shows as much as a 15% genetic difference in their response to these external factors. So that broadens the genetic difference even more.
It's almost, Michael, as if they all came from different places in the universe.
That's certainly what it seems like. It seems like they might have been a prototype kind of person built here, and then another group by one group of extraterrestrial settlers for a specific purpose. And by that I mean, in my previous book, Slave Species of God, and the work that Zachariah Sitchin has done, the cloning of the humans by the Anunnaki. Many of your listeners will be very familiar with that. That seems to be a specific point in time, and possibly with some of the earliest human manipulation or manipulation of this new species called Homo sapien. And yet there is another theory or belief structure that says that there were advanced humans on planet Earth, the Lemurians and then later the Atlanteans, who were quite advanced and who were settled on this planet, living a completely different kind of lifestyle that was then infiltrated and completely overturned by these extraterrestrials.
That's an interesting theory, too. More to come, Michael, when we come right back on Coast to Coast AM. And our special guest tonight, Michael.